Hi there, my name's Oisin Lunny and welcome to Audio Talks, presented to you by HARMAN and recorded live in Berlin just before the IFA Consumer Electronics Conference. Now in this edition we're going to tune in and space out as we explore the people, processes and products making the miracle of spatial audio a reality. Dolby Atmos, immersive audio, 3D audio, spatial audio, surround sound, 360 reality, whatever you want to call it, audio lovers in all walks of life are moving beyond stereo in cinemas, in their cars, in their headphones and in their homes. I'm thrilled to be joined by two stellar audio thought leaders for a deep dive into this fascinating space. Welcome to the podcast, HARMAN's VP of Engineering for Consumer Audio, Sharon Peng.
Hi.
Hey Sharon, thank you so much for joining us all the way from Shenzhen.
It's a great pleasure to be here.
Brilliant, thank you. And we are joined by Dolby Laboratories VP of Commercial Partnerships and Sales, Javier Foncillas. Welcome, bienvenidos.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Great to see you, Javier. Muchísimas gracias. Okay, so we are going to kick off by inviting each of you to give us a quick introduction into what you do and what is the overlap with immersive and spatial audio. And we'll start with your good self, Sharon.
Hello, I'm Sharon Peng. I'm the head of global engineering of HARMAN Consumer Audio. I'm responsible to lead the engineering design, development, and delivery of all HARMAN consumer products. I've been with HARMAN for 21 years.
Wow. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Brilliant. And same question to your good self, Javier. These are some impressive CVs already.
Well, yeah, I'm really impressed. Well, I've been with Dolby only 12 years, so I'm a newbie. But I very much enjoy working with all our partners around the world. I manage our partnerships and sales, so that puts me in touch with all kinds of great companies, which is so much fun to work with.
Fantastic. Well, thank you both for everything you do. Now, the subject on the table is immersive audio, surround sound, whatever you want to call it, Dolby Atmos. So let's get the table stakes where they belong and cover the bases. We hear a lot about all these different formats, but Sharon, what are some of the differences, or how would you describe this range of different audio formats?
Yeah, talking about spatial audio, people call it differently: immersive audio, spatial audio, and 3D audio, all different kinds. From my view, top down, on the high level, they're all the same. They mean the same. Talking about spatial audio, immersive audio, 3D audio, it's more something simulating human perception of sound space, adding the distance, direction, and also movement of the sound.
Nice. Okay, thank you. We're all on the same page now. And Javier, coming over to yourself, I mean, do you have a favorite format for immersive and spatial audio? And why is it Dolby Atmos?
Well, there's no other better answer than Dolby Atmos. Now, we feel really proud of Dolby Atmos because it's something, it's immersive sound, it's 3D sound, it's all these things, but it's something that we create with the artists, with the authors. So we put a lot of care to create tools so all the creative people around the world can create these incredible immersive experiences, be it music, film, or even video games. So we go all the way from the creation process to what people enjoy in their homes or in their headphones. And that's why Atmos is special to us. It caters to the creatives and it caters to all the different experiences the consumer has.
Nice. And I'm going to stay with you for a second because you've just spoken about the creator side of things, but also the consumer side of things. Talk to us about some of the different scenarios that consumers can benefit from this format.
Well, of course, like I just explained, it's all about being able to enjoy it wherever you are. So if you're at home in a nice living room, you want a nice setup that will give you that feeling of space and, with whatever the best setup is that you can afford for your home. But you're on the go, you got headphones, you got earbuds. You've got to bring that experience to you when you're on the go. Maybe running from your mobile phone or maybe you're in the car now. So there's all kinds of different experiences that bring Dolby Atmos to you wherever you are. And that's what we like about the format. It's expanding as people find new uses. And of course, our partners help us innovate. We create the tools. They help us make these great devices.
Fantastic. And we're actually, as we're recording, we're sitting next to an amazing JBL Authentics 500 device, which indeed has Dolby Atmos baked in. It's an incredible, beautiful piece of machinery. Sharon, talk to us about some of the places that people can enjoy this great format of audio.
Sure. Talking about the 3D spatial audio content, people can streaming from the popular music content service like Tidal, Apple Music, Amazon Music nowadays. And also for the video content, maybe you can go to Netflix.
Nice. Okay. Well, it is literally everywhere. Space is indeed the place in 2023 and beyond. So Javier, talk to us a bit about how the Dolby lineage, the history, it's an iconic brand like JBL, but like how did this evolve into the world of spatial audio?
Funny that you use the word spatial because actually spatial is where it all started. We first developed immersive sound for Lucasfilms when they were playing with Star Wars.
Amazing.
So that was our first experience in immersive sound. Of course, it was for the cinemas back there. For this new movie coming out, Star Wars, they needed something revolutionary that would make people feel, all the spaceships going like up and down. And that's where it all started. Now, funny enough, our heritage is actually in music. Our first Dolby product ever was Dolby Noise Reduction. That's how we all started. And here we are, over 50 years later, we're back to music. So we went from cinema, then to music, and now to portable music. So it's been a long road, and honestly, it's getting exciting more and more as time goes on.
Fantastic. And I am actually of the vintage that I can remember seeing Star Wars in the cinema that first time and feeling those spaceships going over my head. It was absolutely mind-blowing. And I do remember Dolby Noise Reduction from back in the day on my cassette deck. So yeah, definitely a brand that's been with me my whole life. Exactly like JBL. JBL was alongside Dolby in those early cinemas working with Lucasfilm. And, we're talking about a lot of authenticity and a lot of heritage from both brands here. So Sharon, coming over to yourself, JBL has almost 80 years of experience. What does the JBL sound mean for the Dolby Atmos format playback in the Authentics 500?
Yeah, that means best sounding Atmos in the world and more musical and best interpretation of the artwork. This has the authentic JBL sound.
Nice. I liked it. I was hoping you'd say that, and I would strongly agree with you there, having heard it myself. Now, it's easy for me because I don't build things like your good selves. It's easy for me to talk about authentic sound. I know it when I hear it, but I can't explain how you make it. Sharon, how does something actually sound authentic? What are some of the ingredients?
Very interesting question, actually. Sound authentic is definitely, as you said earlier, it's almost 80 years of JBL experience. That is really years of legendary expertise accumulated. We, as the classic inheritor of this JBL long history heritage DNA, we should carry on and also continue to nurture it generation by generation to continue. And also importantly, we need to continue this with new technology and innovations and make sure it is going with the latest technology development and apply in the new area. And third part is, I think it's really important to make sure that JBL legendary expertise continues is like we have to engage and apply the latest technology tools and process and make sure the system is optimized, platform is delivered through the overall system optimization and design.
Nice. It's like this proud heritage of these two brands is in very capable hands moving into the future and moving forward through these epic collaborations. Now, Sharon, speaking of which, talk to us about some of the cool stuff under the hood of the Dolby Atmos format integration into the Authentics 500.
Yes, JBL is always embracing the new opportunity to improve the listener's experience. By collaboration with Dolby, and we deliver the Dolby Atmos on Authentic 500. There are two important parts. The first part is we need to include the Dolby Atmos decoder, which we work with Dolby together to make sure, based on our system requirement, Dolby Atmos decoder and the Dolby audio processor will deliver to HARMAN whatever we needed rendering results. The second part is more HARMAN expertise. Once we take the Dolby content, based on our acoustic design and also our system design, how exactly we can represent the Dolby content to the best as we can. In this Authentic 500, we have 4 Harman patterns included. Make sure to maintain the powerful bass delivery from low-level volume to all the way, even the maximum volume output. And to make sure the clarity and audibility is the best we can on the word. For the 500, we also applied for self-tuning and limiter and also auto-calibration and constant sound field design, so that to make sure that you have a very even sound field as well as a bigger sweet spot, so that the users, listeners can have the best Atmos experience.
Nice. What a dream collaboration. Absolutely love it. Some incredible technology under the hood there. And we're getting it directly from the VP of Engineering. That's absolutely wonderful. So Javier, coming over to your good self. Now, I'm sure this is a point of pride for your good self. If you open many of the music and streaming apps, one of the first things you see is Dolby Atmos, is Spatial. It's a really hot format. To quote the great Zoolander film, why is Dolby Atmos so hot right now?
Thank you for that. But the reality is our streaming partners really appreciate the value that Dolby Atmos brings. It's a compelling experience that gets customers really excited and they get hooked on it. Once they've heard it, they don't want to go back. So our partners actually recognize that value and they work with artists to increase the catalog because they realize that's what customers are looking for. And like I said, there's no way back once you hear it.
Nice one. And, you know, there are a few different spatial audio formats out there in the market. I know this is possibly a difficult question, but could you put a rough percentage on like how much of that would be Dolby Atmos?
So, I mean, there's so much content in the world that it's sometimes, I mean, we struggle ourselves to figure out how to measure it. But one thing we like to measure is you take the Billboard Top 100 and in the last few months, about 85% of the Billboard Top 100 was in Atmos. It's incredible. Every
Amazing.
major artist, every genre. I mean, right now we're getting to the point where it's just no longer about the top artists. We're trying to work on genres. You know, do we have enough reggaeton? Do we have enough classical? Do we have enough? So now we're going all the way down to the genres because it's a very rich catalog. We're really impressed. I'm happy, of course.
Wow, congratulations. 85% of the Billboard Top 100 is very impressive. You know, and I can imagine that the biggest artists in the world want the new formats. They want to give this experience to their listeners. So this is great news all around. But let's double click on the ecosystem side of things over at Dolby Laboratories, because this is pretty central to what you do, what you're doing, and who you're doing it with. So how does this all kind of work from your perspective?
So, of course, we work with partners like HARMAN who help us deploy what we call the playback side of our technology.
Yeah.
But we have a whole ecosystem that we have to work with. We create tools for the studios. We create tools to encode and digitize this music. And in a way, it's this end-to-end workflow that makes the whole thing work. And of course, but we always start with artists. Our first demo is we bring the artist to the studio and we play some Atmos to them. If we can, we ask them for a sample of their work and we remix it in Atmos. Wow. And it's an instant sell. I mean, I have a colleague who says, you know, Javier, all the years I worked at Dolby, I don't think I ever had such an easy time.
Nice.
It's incredible. The reaction we get from artists is incredible. I mean, we only make the tools. So we specialize in tool making, but it's the artists that make something incredible out of it. And that's what we love. That's why this work is so much fun.
Oh, fantastic. And I read some articles about, you know, AI-powered upmixing and all of these, you know, very technical solutions. But I imagine, you know, it's very much about the artists. It's about kind of giving them access to these new tools. How important would you say the role of the mix engineer and producer is in a world of Dolby Atmos?
Oh, it's essential. I mean, the mixer and the engineers have always been key, you know, key partners of ours.
Yeah.
Now, that's why we've tried so hard to educate them directly and to bring them to the studios. Now we have over 800 studios worldwide. I mean, here in Germany alone, we have over 50.
Wow.
It's incredible how many studios have converted. I mean, it's an important conversion for them because they have to set up the whole Atmos system. But they see it's worth it because the artists love it. And they choose the studios that work with Atmos. And, well, the reality is, like I said, it's an incredible journey for us because the mixers are the center. Again, the kind of stuff they're producing, like I said, we don't even tell them what the format can do because we leave it up to them. I was recently in a studio in LA and I heard one of the new mixes. It's almost like, wow, do you mind if I put it on my demo list? It's
nice.
All these new artists are coming up with new incredible mixes. And of course, that's what makes the Atmos format so great.
Yeah, indeed. I like that viewpoint because we've heard a lot about ecosystems, the incredible engineers, the technology, the hardware, the DSP under the hood. But Javier, what would you say is the role of content in 2023?
Well, of course, content is always king.
Yes.
But
Nice.
and the reality is with Atmos, it's definitely there because we're having the artists creating the new music, which is all done in Atmos. But a lot of them are saying, hey, I need to revisit that song I did a few years ago. And the reality is we're getting a lot of catalog remixes because people, sometimes it's like, I wish I had this when I mixed the song originally.
Yeah.
So we're going back to the catalog and bringing all that, and remixing it. So yeah, it's new content, it's old content, everything is coming down.
Outstanding. I love it. And Sharon, what say you? Do you share Javier's viewpoint about content?
Yeah, content is a king, but also important. Who's going to deliver the king to the audience? So no matter what format it is, stereo, surround, immersive, or Dolby Atmos, JBL always delivers the best possible sound as the artist intended.
Wonderful words. What a perfect way to round things up. But I am not going to let you both go without asking one very important question. We invite all of our VIP guests on the Audio Talks podcast to contribute a track to our VIP title playlist. So, Javier, what say you? Is there something that's awesome in Atmos that you'd like to contribute?
I have to say Rocket Man from Elton John. It's one of the first songs we mixed in Atmos. And it's the song that most people know. So they have this clear memory of what it sounds like. And sometimes we bring them into a dark cinema with no projection, just sound. And we start playing it. And of course, the first few seconds, I know Rocket Man, it sounds great. Yeah, I've always loved it. What do you, this is nothing new. All of a sudden it starts building and before you know it, it's all around you. It's like, wow, I never knew Rocket Man like this. And we like filming people because the emotional reaction you get is incredible.
Wow.
It's amazing. So add it to your list.
Oh my goodness.
People will enjoy
it's on. It's added. It's getting on the list. Thank you so much, Javier. And how about your good self, Sharon? What track are you going to add?
Queen, We Will Rock You.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Well, JBL and Dolby Laboratories are absolutely rocking the sound today in 2023. Thank you both so much for joining us here in Berlin. Thank you to Sharon Peng.
Thank you.
And thank you so much to Javier Foncillas.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed being here.
Fantastic. I'm going to just add a track to our VIP title playlist being Asha Puthli, Space Talk, the Dimitri from Paris remix, because we're on the topic of out of this world audio. Listeners, don't forget to subscribe, comment and share Audio Talks with your friends and family. If you're enjoying the Audio Talk series of podcasts, why not pop over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify or wherever you get your favourite podcasts and leave a glowing review. It really does mean a lot and it helps new listeners know about the stellar guests we talk to in every episode, like Sharon and Javier here live in Berlin before IFA. So in the meantime, for more exclusive content, some behind the scenes goodies and maybe even some competitions, connect with us over on the Instagram. You can find us at Audio Talks Podcast. We'll be back soon for some more stellar Audio Talks. See you next time.